Hello everyone, this is Ravi from SEO Launchpad Group, and this is the next edition of website audit that has been requested by one of our fellow community member, Rohit, and his website is workandbreathe.com, and it's a life blog. He talks about life, how to be happy and stuff like that. So let's get started on it. So look, the first thing I notice, when I log into the website is, some of the things are really putting me off. I think the first thing is the theme. I'm not sure what the theme is at the moment. Um, let's quickly have a look. Yeah, I think it's the base theme. Just quickly. Yeah, so it's a free website, free theme that he's installed, and I think it just puts me off a little bit, might when I first log into your website, because I don't have anything to see. I don't know what this website is all about. I know you mentioned about work and breathe, work for passion, and stuff like that, but you've got this home page which is quite static, and then you got a few social links up there, which we'll get to, and I have to click on get started to go into the website. So yeah, so to me it wasn't that impressive. I would rather have a better theme, which is more optimized from a user experience point of view. And you can find a lot of good themes, and I was just looking up. There is if you go to my theme shop, they are offering like 30 to 40 free themes which you can basically download and just build your website on that. So what you're expecting is something like, this is more like a new site, but you're expecting that when I log into the site, or when I first arrive on the site on the home page, I'm expecting to see some form of blogs written in there or something like that. This is what I mean. So you see the page is bit filled, and you can see some of the main important blogs which you want to drive traffic to, sitting on your home page itself. At the moment that's missing, and even if I go to one of the blogs, like I've just clicked on get in or went to the logbook, and I can see you've got some blogs listed in here, but you can clearly make out, the first thing is around fonts. Not very impressed with the fonts. There are few different fonts that are being used. The font sizes are different. The pictures okay, but what are we trying to tell people who are coming to the site? If I land on a page, for example, let's say I go to this page, so this is one of your articles. If I land on this page, what am I looking at? That sort of stuff. So just that whole user experience is missing, as far as I'm concerned. It's not that enticing. It looks a little bit spammy. Due to these reasons, if you can get a really good theme, and move your blogs to them, I think you'll get more value out of it. So yeah, that's the first feedback around that, might. I checked the speed of the site, and it's not loading fast. You got too many requests, 161. We normally used to seeing 30 to 40 requests on a heavy website. This website is not even that heavy from a content, or from frames and that sort of point of view. Your home page is around 3 megabytes, which is massive, and it's loading around 12 seconds. I would expect it to be somewhere around 4 to 500 kilobytes, and loading under 4 seconds, for something like that. So that's something you need to work on, might. And you can go to the waterfall and vice load to understand what sort of issues are preventing the site to load faster. By no mean a developer, so I cannot comment on what needs to be done, but you can still make out a few things around here. You can go to the waterfall thing, and you can see which things are loading fast. Like you've got this fix plugin in there, and I'm assuming all these Metricool and GP Link, and the form around here are preventing the site to load fast. Because I've seen that from experience. If you have like a live chat button, or a Facebook live, or a WhatsApp live button, or something like that, it generally loads the sites really slow. So obviously, invest in a good theme, work on fixing the speed of the website. Maybe once you move it to a different theme, get rid of few of these widgets and all, you will see improvements in there. You can also install stuff like WP Rocket to speed up the site, things like that. So that's the side of things. I don't think the site is mobile friendly as well. If I check it in Responsinator, and I look at the homepage, that's what I see, or a person sees on a phone. So things are not in the middle. You have to basically scroll, and try to get into the middle of the site. So definitely this theme is not user friendly for a mobile user. So I would definitely recommend changing the theme. That's one thing. From like content point of view, it's got like 10 to 15 blogs, but I can see that a lot of these blogs and like you haven't done good keyword research to to write these blogs. What I mean is, let's say you've got this blog, and if I look at your headers and titles, try to figure out what the primary keyword is. I can see things like why marriages fail. Maybe that's the keyword. Why marriages fail after a decade. Maybe that's the keyword. So I'll copy that quickly. But if I go to header, H1s, you should have your main keyword as in your title, in your H1 tag, stuff like that. It's missing in here. If I come here and actually your site is in here. So I'm going to quickly go and just copy it in Ahref. Some of the issues that Rohit has mentioned is around backlinks, indexing issues, and no traffic. Obviously, the site doesn't have any backlinks, so that's not an issue. I mean, you don't have backlinks, so you need to go and source some backlinks. There's no keyword ranking at the moment. The site doesn't have any authority, so of course it won't be getting traffic because it's not visible out there. But the main issue is around keyword research. Because like I said, if I pick this one and if I click on here again and I say, okay, why marriages fail, maybe that's the keyword you're trying to target. If I go to Keyword Explorer, and I'm assuming you're targeting India, it could be US, but I'm just going with this one for now. It doesn't have any keyword volume, right? Why love marriages fail, why marriages fail. They've got volume of under 10 searches per month in India. We can try looking at it from a US point of view. So yeah, in US it's got a volume of 50. So yeah, you can still write a blog around that if you wish. So that's not an issue, but I would be looking at other sites which are similar to your site to understand what they are writing about. Do a proper keyword research, and I can show you offline how to do keyword research and stuff like that, and then target those keywords on your blogs, right? So I couldn't see those sort of things done, like even this blog, how to stay focused in life, stay focused, like, are we targeting how to stay focused keyword, or are we trying to target stay focused? You can just try to research and try and understand what sort of volume this keyword carries, and okay, so this one is really good. It's got a volume of 4K. So in those sort of scenarios, I would be looking at what the top ranking sites are doing, so go and research the top 10 pages. A way of doing that is, you can use one of our free crawlers. If you go to searchcombat.com/crawler, you can add up to 10 pages in there and check what sort of keywords they're targeting, what sort of header tags they have, what sort of subtopics they are looking at, and then you write your content around that. What I'll do is I'll quickly pause the video and I'll bring in 10 URLs in here, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so what I've done is I've looked at that keyword and I scraped basically the URLs of the top 10 websites. You can install a plugin called Scrape Similar. So you just click on the URL and you click on Scrape Similar, and it's going to scrape all the websites in here. I've brought it to my tool in here, and now I'm just going to do a search. And this is a good way of finding, what sort of topics, subtopics you want to write on the fly. You don't have to go and invest hours and hours into doing keyword research. You can just look at the top 10 results. So clearly, when I just open the crawl, I can see, there's at least 1,000 to 1,500 words of content on most of the sites. Most of them are sitting roughly on an average of 2,000 words. So that's something worth considering, that okay, my content should be at least a 2,000 word content. But then you can just scroll down and you can see everything on the fly for all these 10 websites. You can see what sort of title tags they're targeting. You can go to headers and you can see, okay, what's their header tags, like things like creativity, work life, tech, co-design. These are all subtopics to say, okay, how do you want to stay focused? So you can start picking some of these ideas in here, make a note of them, and then start writing around those sort of things, right? You come down and you can see 5 ways to stay focused in a full world full of distractions, and then they're talking about 5 different ways. So that's these are the ideas that you can use while writing your blogs. Basically, you can go to the second one and you say, yeah, you look at your title tags. You can look at their H2 tags. These are basically all the ways to stay focused. Coffee in small doses, practice the Pomodoro technique, put a lock on social media, fuel up your body. So these are all the content generation ideas which you can use on the fly, and it takes 5 minutes to just scrape all these websites and then bring them in this tool, and then you can start seeing all these subtopics, and it will tell you exactly what sort of content you should be writing to rank with the sites which are ranking in top of the SERPs. So once you have like a mixture of all these ideas from these top 10 sites, you will have like a skyscraper article, which means you'll have the best of all these articles sitting in your article. And if you just use publish that article, make it 2 to 3,000 words, and then point some links to it, then there's a good chance that you will start ranking well above a lot of the other competitors out there. I can see that a site with DR12 is ranking on the first page. So if a site with low DR can rank on the first page, you can also rank on the first page for this sort of keyword. I can see number 11 is a site with 0 DR, which is like a zero domain authority, which means that there's hardly any backlink on that site. So if this site can rank for this keyword on the first page, you can also rank on the first page. But the caveat on that is you need to have good content. And how will you have good content? You need to do proper keyword research. You need to know what sort of topics you need to cover while writing an article, like stay focused on your goals. At the moment, you've done good. You've got maybe 800 to 1,000 words content in there, but I would say go back and revisit these 10 sites. Pick up some more ideas, rewrite the article, put some really good pictures in there, optimize it for conversion and stuff like that, whatever way you want to convert it, and then publish it, and obviously invest in the theme and all those sort of good stuff, and you will see some rankings coming back to your websites for this article. And I think the strategy is same for all the other articles you have published. I won't go into too many details, but like I said, I have to go here and maybe I'll click on another article, and then look at like I clicked on the article and this thing didn't go away. So these kind of things can cause issues with user experience on your site. So I would definitely, like I said, recommend changing the theme altogether. Like even the pictures, it's sitting on the side. It's not, it doesn't look good from a user experience point of view. So that's something you need to invest on, right? And yeah, again, even if you're writing on things like how to live a happy life, that could have another good keyword volume in there. So if I search on that, yeah, 1,200 words of 1,200 volume per month as per Ahref. So that's a good content to write about. You just go and scrape the top 10 results, look at what they're covering, write your content around that, point some links to it, and you should start seeing some impressions and clicks coming to your to your site. User experience, I think, is the main thing you need to focus on, Might, at the moment. You've got 10 to 15 blogs. If you can just have a good theme where you can depict everything on the home page, or at least your top 5 to 10 blogs on the home page, and then optimize it from an on-page point of view. Because at the moment, like I said, there were things like your primary keyword missing in your headers and stuff like that. So how to live happy without money, and then you got how to live a happy life in here. So keep some alignment around what keyword you're trying to target. If that's your keyword, how to live a happy life, make sure it's at least sitting in your title tag, H1 tag, and in your URL. That way you're telling Google, this is my keyword, and I've written really good content. It's on par with what the top ranking sites are doing. Come and crawl my site and rank me. And if you have a few links coming back to it, you will rank. There's no issue around that. So yeah, that's like the main feedback around this website, Might. And the other thing is, I'm still trying to understand how you want to monetize it. If you want to run AdSense on it, basically you drive traffic to the site, they see an ad, it could be up here or on the sidebar, and you make money out of that. That's one way of doing it. The other way is, once you gain some authority, you can start inviting guest posts on this website, because it's a general niche. So that you'll get lots and lots of people wanting to do guest posts on your website once it looks really good, and it's gaining some authority and some traffic coming back to it. So yeah, that's basically the feedback. Mine, there isn't much to do. Like I said, I did just ran it in in Google, and I can see 30 articles already indexed. So you mentioned you're facing indexing issues, so I'm not sure which article in particular is not indexing in there. We can have a look at that offline, but because I just wanted to keep this audit quick and short, I won't go into investigating your total number of pages on the site compared to what's in Google. I did run a crawl on Screaming Frog as well, so yeah, most of the pages are coming up with the 200 status code, which is fine. There isn't any 404 in my opinion. Yeah, so fix those things first. Invest some money or time in backlinks, because you don't have any backlinks. And once you have few backlinks, you have good on page and good user experience on your site, I think it will lead to conversions, it will lead to more traffic on your site. Do some social shares, post your articles on Facebook, post them on Instagrams, on Pinterest and all that kind of good stuff. If you can post pictures in there and then try to drive traffic from there, you will start seeing some traffic coming back, mate. So that's a quick audit on your website. Let me know if you have any further questions, and then we can just take it offline and I can answer those questions for you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks, mate. Bye.